Greetings from Massachusetts Baptist Multicultural Ministries. I'm taking this opportunity to give you a very quick update about how MBMM has been responding to COVID-19 pandemic. Our response is to provide basic assistance of food, shelter, and education, and establish a long-term plan to address its effects on the most neglected and deprived people living in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The Federal CARE Act excludes more than 100,000 U.S. citizens in Massachusetts who live with at least one of the more than 210 undocumented residents. These families are referred to as mixed status families. This is in addition to 66,803 children, or 1 in 20 U.S. citizen children in the state, living with at least one undocumented family members. Immigrants have faced massive layoffs, many are sick, and have died because of lack of access to food, to testing, and to health care, including our American Baptist pastor's daughter and parishioners, and many other immigrants and refugee children and their parents. Social distancing has been an effective way to control COVID-19, but it is indeed a luxury for our immigrant community. The reality is that they live in an overcrowded apartment complexes and do not have driver license. Many immigrants are essential workers. In addition to facing unsafe working conditions, while sustaining essential services and industries, they need to get to work. So either, number one, they are taking further risks to themselves, their families, and public health by overcrowding into public transportation, group vans or trucks. Or number two, taking the risks to be safer by driving, being stopped and arrested by the police for driving without a driver license. Similarly, those who have lost their job as well as those who are still working need to go for their grocery shopping for their families or take sick family to the doctors. How does a testing sites without a license of a drive-through works when a person do not have a driver license or own a car? So MBMM is working together with legislators and other advocacy groups for Family and Work Mobility Act as the health care issues here in Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We have 5 basic goals and areas that we are working in addressing this pandemic. Number 1, we are providing emergency assistance, and our goal is to provide to 100 most vulnerable immigrants and refugee families and the individuals with basic needs such as their groceries, medicines, diapers, toiletries, and rental assistance for next 4 months. Please donate to MBMM, and we will use your donation diligently for serving the most vulnerable during this pandemic. Number 2, many immigrants and refugees school children are not participating in remote learning, and it is because of various reasons. Either they don't have a computer or Chromebook or do not have internet access, or the parents and the children really do not value the education. So we are trying to reinforce both the parents and the children, and we have developed a very robust program of remote learning using our Zoom platform. And many of those children also need help with the English as a second language. So we are looking for more volunteers and tutors to help us reach out to those many children who need help in remote learning. Third, the COVID-19 pandemic has once again proven the urgency of addressing racial and economic disparity. Even though the virus does not recognize racial and economic lines, access to health care and access to get some testing is very much along the economic line. MBMM is committed to working with like-minded organizations, including churches, to eradicate systemic and institutional racism. More specifically, MBMM joined with other groups, with the other legislators and other advocacy groups, as I have said, to pass the legislation in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Family and Mobility Act before likely the second wave of pandemic that falls here in the Commonwealth in the fall. MBMM is also a co-sponsor with Senator Jamie Elfridge's bill, Senate Bill 2659, to provide an equal COVID-19 stimulus payment to those people, those who do not have Social Security number, but those who have been paying taxes through individual tax identification number. So please join with us in advocacy, writing the letters or making a phone call to the legislators and congressmen here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for those two bills. Fourth, MBMM has been providing school lunches to the families who are not able to collect lunches in different school districts, especially families living in Lynn, Revere, Lawrence, and Lowell. And currently we are providing to 27 families with our volunteers. And we thank you for all those volunteers who are working tirelessly to deliver those school lunches to the family, those who are in need. And if you are living in any of those cities and are willing to work for a day or whatever your schedule permits, please reach out to us. We need more volunteers to deliver school lunches because our goal is to reach to at least 50 families so that we can provide school lunches all through the summer. Finally, MBMM will continue to provide rental assistance to neediest family and individuals at $500 each for the next 4 months. MBMM through this is a new way of worship, a new way of doing ministry in this very unusual time. Our conventional worship in a beautiful sanctuary is now transformed to an active worshiping community right in the inner city. Only through this pandemic we have realized the true meaning of worship and service. Our worship is not in the sanctuary, but right with the people who are suffering. After all, we know that Jesus died in a place called the Skull, outside the city gate, outside the city of Jerusalem. The dirtiest place has become the most holiest and redeeming place, which we call Golgotha. Let us go outside the gate and encounter Jesus Christ. Thank you very much.